In the desolate wasteland that was once Boston, a cataclysmic event had transpired. The crumbling ruins of a nuclear power plant, once a symbol of progress, now stood as a testament to humanity's destructive potential. Stuffed to the brim with mini-nukes and nuclear material, the plant had been detonated, unleashing an unimaginable fury. The explosion had torn through the city like a raging inferno, leaving behind a charred and lifeless landscape. Buildings crumbled into dust, and the once bustling streets were now a twisted labyrinth of debris. The few survivors who had managed to escape the immediate blast radius were left to wander the desolate wasteland, their bodies and souls forever scarred by the horrors they had witnessed. Among them was a young woman named Anya. Once a bright and promising engineer, she had been working at the power plant when the disaster struck. By a cruel twist of fate, she had survived the explosion, but her life had been irrevocably shattered. Her family, friends, and everything she had ever known had been reduced to ashes. Driven by a desperate need for survival, Anya wandered aimlessly through the wasteland. Hunger gnawed at her stomach, and thirst parched her throat. The once familiar landmarks were now unrecognizable, and the landscape was treacherous. But even amidst the desolation, a flicker of hope remained within her. One fateful day, as Anya stumbled through the ruins of a dilapidated hospital, she heard a faint cry for help. Cautiously, she approached the source of the noise and found a young boy trapped beneath a pile of rubble. His small body was battered and bruised, and his eyes were filled with terror. Without hesitation, Anya began to dig through the debris with her bare hands. Every ounce of her being fought against the weight of the rubble as she desperately tried to free the boy. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Anya managed to pull him out from under the wreckage. The boy, whose name was Ethan, was too weak to walk. Anya knew that she couldn't leave him behind, so she gathered her remaining strength and carried him on her back. Together, they set off into the unknown, Anya determined to find a safe haven for both of them. As they ventured deeper into the wasteland, they encountered other survivors who had been scattered by the explosion. Some were hardened and distrustful, having witnessed the horrors of the apocalypse firsthand. Others were desperate for companionship and a sense of purpose. Anya and Ethan formed a bond with a small group of survivors who had come together to create a makeshift community in the ruins of an old schoolhouse. Together, they shared their meager supplies and worked tirelessly to fortify their shelter. But life in the wasteland was perilous, and danger lurked around every corner. One day, while Anya and Ethan were out scavenging for supplies, they were ambushed by a group of raiders who had heard rumors of their community. The raiders were armed and ruthless, and they were determined to take everything they had. Anya fought back with all her might, but she was outnumbered and outmatched. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Ethan, who had been hiding nearby, jumped out from behind cover, and attacked the raiders with a makeshift slingshot. Ethan's attack caught the raiders off guard, and Anya seized the opportunity to fight back. Together, they managed to drive the raiders away, but not without paying a price. Ethan had been shot in the leg, and his injury was serious. With heavy hearts, Anya and Ethan returned to the schoolhouse and informed the others of the attack. The community rallied around them, and together they cared for Ethan's wound. But despite their best efforts, the infection spread, and Ethan's condition worsened. As Ethan lay on his deathbed, Anya sat by his side, holding his hand. She whispered words of comfort and gratitude, remembering the young boy she had saved from the rubble. Ethan smiled weakly and thanked her for giving him a chance to live, even if it was only for a short time. Ethan's death was a heavy blow to the community, but it also served to strengthen their resolve. They vowed to honor his memory by continuing to fight for survival, and by building a better future in the ruins of the old world. And so, in the desolate wasteland that was once Boston, a small flame of hope flickered on. Anya and the survivors she had gathered around her became a beacon of resistance against the darkness that threatened to consume them. Together, they faced the challenges of the wasteland with courage, compassion, and an unwavering belief in the possibility of redemption. Yay, the end. Oh right, yeah, I have to do this stuff now. Like, comment and subscribe. And please watch my other videos and comment ideas on stories.